Hello and welcome to Warcraft Daily for today, the 27th of October 2013. It's a Sunday, so today's show will be a recap as normal. So in this week's news, we have the new battle chest, Mists of Pandaria completion rate, patch 5.4.1, some general PvE and PvE talk, and then the Blizzcon plushes, which I covered yesterday and are so goddamn amazing. Anyway, so, the battle chest. Well, they've upgraded the base World of Warcraft package so that it's now, like, the same price as the regular battle chest. I think that's about, was it $15, $20, something like that? And it includes World of Warcraft, Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, and Cataclysm, all in one package. So this means it's a little bit easier for new players who are coming because they don't have to buy Cataclysm separately. Now, I still don't really think that this is exactly what they need to do. World of Warcraft, in many people's heads, is just one sort of thing, and you just need to be able to buy the damn box and have everything. That includes Mists of Pandaria. At the end of the day, what Blizzard really want to make their money on, it's not the box sales, it's the subscription fee. So I think if it was $20 for World of Warcraft, and that would include everything up to the current expansion, everything including the current expansion, then you'd be good. And of course, you'd still buy the additional expansions, but if you know what I mean, the base World of Warcraft that you can buy at any point is every single World of Warcraft, and maybe it's a little bit cheaper to upgrade if you already have it to a new expansion when it comes out. I just think they need to be a little bit more competitive with how easy it is for people to get in the door for WoW. At the end of the day, like, the free trial is okay, but it gives a lot of people limitations, and there's some people that just might want to buy the game and get into it, so I think that would probably be a good change. Now, another thing is via MMO Champion. They did some analysis of, I think it was Armory data, to look at the completion rates for different raids and world bosses in Mists of Pandaria. So what I'm going to do is just go through all of them. Now, these are based on I think it's based on any gilded player, and like any characters in their account or something like that. So it's percentage of players that have completed. Now, this is a little bit biased because it's gilded people. They said gilded people were more likely to appear, so I'm not really sure what that means. But, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what it means statistically. So let's get into the numbers. Now, first of all, Galleon was a 60% completion rate, Sha of Anger was 75, Mogashan Vaults was 76, Heart of Fear was 69, Terrace of Endless Springs was 65, Nalak was 60, Undasta was 50, Throne of Thunder was 54, Ordos is so far 10%, Siege of Orgrimmar Wing 1 is 36%, and Wing 4 is 2%. Now, of course, those Siege of Warcraft and Ordos numbers don't really mean anything, because a lot of people are still working their way through that content, and it's only been out for, what, a month and a half? Considering a main patch usually has a lifespan of about 6 months, I think the completion rates for this will actually be probably a little bit higher than Throne of Thunder, since a lot of the people who didn't enjoy LFR will be doing Flex anyway, and I just think there'll be more people in that raid. Also, it's in Orgrimmar, so I think a lot of people want to check it out more than just, like, this random fortress on a random island in Pandaland, which is what Throne of Thunder may have came off to some people. So the actual things to take away, well, first of all, there's a definite tail off in the 5.0 stuff. That makes sense because Mogashan Vaults was easy to get into, and therefore it has the highest completion rate. As for Throne of Thunder, I thought it was interesting how it decreased a little bit. I suppose one of the things with Throne of Thunder, that was still the time when there was lots of dailies in the game and things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if Siege of Orgrimmar overall ended up having a higher completion rate than Throne of Thunder. And the only reason I say that is because I think a lot of people probably came back to the game for patch 5.4, and also the Timeless Isles is getting people, like, it's getting so many people up to the gear level where they can go into the LFR for the Siege of Orgrimmar. So that was a thing that wasn't really there as easily with Throne of Thunder. I mean, okay, Battlefield Barons was there for a time, but the thing with Battlefield Barons was, like, it didn't really, you can only really get one or two bits of, yeah, it was just one actually bit of gear a week, and that wasn't a giant amount. So there was that. Now the next thing is patch 5.4.1. This is a systems patch that brings a new RAF system and some pets and stuff. So essentially the new RAF system is all in-game. You enter your friend's email via the in-game client, and I think that when they buy their first amount of time or buy the game, one of those two, then you'll get a token, and this token can be spent on one of a whole different selection of different mounts and pets. Now the mounts include all of the previous ones that have been included in the Recruit a Friend promotion, and then in terms of pets, there's 4 new ones. There is a 2 pigs and 2 jade tigers. I'll stick them up on the screen. Overall, this is kind of cool, and I suppose what Blizzard really want to do is just get more and more people into the game. They want Recruit a Friend to be a really easy process, and this is definitely going to do a good job of that. It's easier than ever. You just enter some stuff in a game, and then you get a free mount, and someone else has joined the game because of that. Which, well, I mean, it definitely makes sense for Blizzard. The easier systems like this are, the better. One criticism that could definitely be leveled at it, though, is that it does, by making it so bespoke, as in you get a reward token which you can spend on something in a selection of mounts, it does turn this into a store, which pretty much makes it even more of a referral program than it already was, because the reward structure is something that you can benefit from multiple times, whereas it was just you do it once and you get the new pet. Now you can recruit 10 people to get 10 different pets, and if people do that, then it counts to World of Warcraft subscription number, because the other accounts will be subscribed. You see what I mean? Like, there is a little bit of a other kind of slant to this, I guess, that you could take if you're a bit cynical, and I am. So, yeah, overall, I think it's probably good for the game. Of course, none of the other benefits, like faster leveling and grantable levels and things like that, none of those are changed. They're all the same as they used to be. So the next thing in the news is general PvE and PvE talk. Sorry, PvP and PvE. So let's start off with PvP. There's been loads of changes to dampening and stuff like that, and essentially what they've done is they've added this dampening system, and this means that you will lose every 10 seconds of an arena, you lose 1% healing taken, and this was all fine, but the main hotfixes and changes that have went in is that for Death Knights, your Death Strikes healing has been reduced by 50% in arenas. Rogues there's some change like Shadow Orbs or something where you can't 100% stealth all the time, so that you can just cheese till near the very end of the fight. And they haven't changed Necrotic Strike at all. A lot of people thought that Necrotic Strike would be a little bit overpowered, but essentially Blizzard said that more of this is just people misunderstanding what Necrotic Strike does, and that it's really not that much different from any other kinds of damage. Now for PvE talk, we have really only one thing, that's the new wing the Siege of Orgrimmar opened up. It's Wing 4, you can find all of my guides on the channel, and it's quite fun. All the bosses were quite easy apart from Garrosh. Garrosh I thought was a very good fight in LFR. It still feels like a fun fight. It doesn't feel mechanically stupid, but it's not ridiculously hard either, so I thought it was really well balanced for that one. Also, we have Connected Realms, and I'm just going to stick this in this section of it. Basically, there's been a crap ton of Connected Realms. So, for the Americans, time for a big list. The ones that have been completed are Arcanudon, or something like that, and Laughing Skull, Black Dragonflight and Skullcrusher, Egwene and Gurubashi, Balthazar, Warsong, Burning Blade, Onyxia, Chromagus, Garathos, Delvingar, Dark Iron, Deathicus, Deathrock, Dunemaul, Maiev, Boulderfist, Blade Scalp, Hakar and Egwene, Rivendare and Firetree, and there's an upcoming batch, one of them's on October the 28th, this is Blackwing Lair being added into Deathrock Deathicus, Anubarak being added into Garathos Chromagus, Drak Theron and being added into Rivertree and Rivendare, Blood Furnace and Manaroth, and then Nizingwary and Velkanish, or something like that. And then there's another batch coming up, we don't have a date, but it's Haramash and Deathrock, Deathicus, Blackwing Lair, then Stonemaul's being added to the Bloodscout Maiev Boulderfist Dunemaul server, Thorindin and Frostbane are being added, Winterhoof and Kilrog are being added, Gul'dan and Skullcrusher are being added, and finally Lightning's Blade and Burning Blade are being added. So there you go for the Americans, and now let's hop over to Europe. Okay, so Hakar and Emerus are being, these following three sets have been added. Hakar and Emerus, Terrakar and Enishgessel, it's probably German or something, and then Theradas and Deathicus. And apparently the Burning Steps and Korgal merger is taking a little bit longer than they thought. And then some of the planned mergers are Mugthal being added to Deathicus Terranus, Temple Noir Naxxramas, Crushridge being added to Emerus Hakar, and Sporagar and Scarshield Legion. And that's all of the Connected Realm stuff. If you are in any of these realms that have been connected, let me know what it's like, because obviously I don't know and it would be kind of cool to find out. And the final thing for today's show is the BlizzCon attendee plushies. These are just little plushies that Blizzard are giving out at BlizzCon as a part of the goodie bag you get on the way in. There's one for Arthas, Diablo, and Kerrigan. I think the Arthas and Diablo ones look great. I think the Kerrigan one, I don't really think Kerrigan suits one of those very well, but whatever. Overall, I think they're quite cool. But anyway, that's it for the show. If you liked it, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. And I'll see you next time.